What's good, YouTube? It's your boy KB with Just Do Boxing, back with another video. And before I get into the video, I want to say if this is your first time on the channel, do your boy a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that bell icon, and turn all notifications on so you can be notified when new content drops. We're currently on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're sitting at 695. So I just want to say I appreciate all 695 people that subscribe to the channel. You greatly appreciate it. We're growing slowly but surely. We're gonna get there. So let's get it. Let's get into it, man. So I got an interesting topic I wanted to talk about with the Just Do family today, man. Seen an interesting post that was made, maybe a week or so ago, by Michael Benson, and it stated that the WBO have made Josh Taylor the WBO super champion at 140 pounds. And as we all know, he's undisputed, which means, he can now become Terence Crawford's next WBO mandatory challenger as soon as he decides to move up to welterweight, which I think was, great for a discussion, man. So I just wanted to kick it with y'all about that, and Terence Crawford, he's undefeated. He's definitely pound for pound one of the top 3 fighters in the world, wherever you want to put him. He's a WBO welterweight champion at 147 pounds, and I think with them making Josh Taylor a super champion and him being able to, go up and challenge Crawford, I think that's great for boxing. And I think, with Josh Taylor recently stating and being on record stating that he has issues making 140 pounds. I mean, it would only be right. I mean, why wouldn't you exercise the right to fight for a title immediately? That say you want to fight the best, and I'm pretty sure people will pay for it and people will want to see that fight. So I'm wondering if, Josh Taylor is ready and willing to move up in weight. Like I said, he's struggling to make 140, so that would be a great fight, man. And I feel like it just would be the perfect time. Perfect timing for 2 main reasons. One, as I stated earlier, he obviously struggles to make 140. And 2, pretty much all the top dogs have fights lined up right now. Spence is fighting Ugas April 16th. Virgil Ortiz is fighting this month. He's fighting McKinson. Boots is fighting Castillo Clayton. Keith Thurman just fought. Danny Garcia is out of the mix right now. Sean Porter just recently retired, and Crawford is a promotional free agent, as he recently cut ties with Bob Arum, and he's suing him for breach of contract, amongst other things, so I think this just could be a great fight for both Crawford and Josh Taylor and boxing as a whole. They both were the last 2 undisputed champions at 140 pounds. This would be a very credible opponent for Crawford. Taylor is now 19-0, 13 KOs, he's 31 years old, he's 5'10", so he's pretty tall for the weight class, 69.5-inch reach. He's a southpaw, fighting out of the UK. And we all know Josh Taylor is coming off a controversial 12-round split decision win against then unbeaten 26-0 Jack Catterall. In a fight that many people felt that Catterall was robbed. Taylor was given a gift. I personally feel like Jack Catterall outboxed and outsmarted Taylor for the majority of the fight. He fought at his pace. He controlled the pace. He even cut Taylor twice over his left eye and dropped him for the first time in his career. And I believe it was the 8th round he dropped him. So it was no doubt in my mind, it was Taylor's worst performance of his career, and he simply was outclassed and just had a bad night altogether. And that happens in the sport of boxing. All it takes is an off night for somebody to beat you. And fortunately for him, being Taylor, he was still awarded a gift decision, in my opinion. I just honestly think the judges got it wrong. The scorecards were 112, 113. 114 to 111 and 113 to 112 in favor of Taylor, which left a bad taste in a lot of the fans' mouth. Several fighters reacted via social media. Dylan White of the UK tweeted disgusting, referring to, the controversial split decision win in favor of Taylor. And, many others critique the decision as well. My honest opinion is Jack Catterall should have won a unanimous decision. Taylor just looked bad. He was hit repeatedly with left hands. He never got into a rhythm. And I just don't think he ever hurt Catterall with anything big. And he was cut multiple times over the left eye. Dropped for his first time in his career. You know what I mean? He just never was comfortable. He never was able to get comfortable, never settled into a rhythm. And, in the rounds that he did when he didn't win them convincingly, it wasn't the normal performance that we used to seeing from Josh Taylor. Like I said, there's no doubt in my mind this was the worst performance that he had in his career. And I just honestly feel like the judges got it wrong, and Jack should be the new undisputed champion at 140 pounds. I mean, even the punch stats tell a different story than the scorecards. This punch stats will let you know Taylor was outlanded every round except for round 10, where he landed 11 punches, and I believe Catterall landed 7. But outside of that 10th round, every one of those rounds, Catterall was able to outland and outbox and outpoint Josh Taylor. And like I said, in the 8th round, he was able to drop him. And, the ref ended up taking a point from each fighter, which I didn't agree with, and so did many others. That nobody agreed they should have took a point from either of the fighters in a fight of that magnitude, because it could have potentially had an effect on the outcome, But, it was just a bad night, a bad showing for Josh Taylor, but all credit to him for showing heart, grit, not quitting. He continued to fight, he continued to compete, and he just never gave up. But, going up against, moving to 147 and potentially facing Terence Bud Crawford would be a whole different problem for Josh Taylor. As we all know, Terence Bud Crawford is 38-0, 29 KOs, 34 years old, 5'8", with a 74-inch reach. So, Josh Taylor would have a 2.5-inch height advantage, but, he would have about a 5-inch reach disadvantage to Crawford. So he's the taller man, but he don't have the longer arms. So that, in my mind, no doubt could and would play a factor in the fight. It just remains to be seen how much of a factor will play out. Crawford's an orthodox fighter that switches southpaw, fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska. We all know that. The last time he was in the ring was last. Crawford just is a better fighter. He switches. He can do more. And I think Taylor struggles to fight in the inside. I don't think he's a very good inside fighter. That's my opinion. And I see advantages for Terence Crawford. I mean, I see Terence Crawford being able to outbox him on the outside and in the inside if need be. And, if Taylor could repeatedly get hit with left hands from Jack Catterall, just imagine what Crawford would do, being a higher level IQ, higher skilled boxer. You know what I mean? He just all around better fighter than Jack Catterall, faster, definitely more power. You know what I mean? And I just think if Crawford is repeatedly hitting you with either of the hand, whether it be the left or the right, you're not gonna make it 12 rounds. That's my honest opinion, and that's what he's shown you time and time again. You know what I mean? If he can hit you early and often and repeatedly, you more than likely won't make it to 12 rounds. You know what I mean? So I think this is a very entertaining potential matchup. There's a reason I brought it to y'all. Just wanted to get y'all thoughts on the potential matchup. You know what I mean? For Terence Crawford, as we all, want to know who he's going to fight next. He's a promotional free agent, as I stated earlier. He cut ties with Bob Arum. You know what I mean? And I just think he needs to take advantage of the moment and seize the opportunity to get another credible opponent and name on his resume before eventually stepping in the ring with Errol Spence, if that's what he's going to try to do, unless he just wants to wait it out and wait for the winner of Ugas versus Spence. Who knows? But, inactivity could be a fighter's worst enemy. You know what I mean? Inactivity and father time. And as you know, Terence Crawford is 34 years of age and he ain't getting no younger. You know what I mean? He's still in his prime, I believe. He hasn't shown you that he's losing anything physically in the ring. in any of his fights. You know, he continues to be impressive. He continues to get knockouts. He continues to prove time and time again that he's pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world, regardless of where you want to rank him. You know, so I just think this fight should happen. I mean, I think the opportunity is there for both fighters. You know, Taylor will be looking to redeem himself after a controversial decision that many felt like he didn't win. And, you know, Crawford will be looking to add another credible name to his resume. You know, the question is just when and if this fight will actually happen. But we all know the potential is there. As I stated earlier, you know, the WBO made Josh Taylor super champion, which would make him the mandatory challenger to Terence Bud Crawford's WBO title as soon as he's ready to move up in weight. But that's my thoughts on the fight, man. Y'all get in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Hit that like button. You know, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Share these videos. Hit that bell icon. So put it on all notifications so you can be notified when all new content drops. And as always, y'all get in that comment section and let me know if I gave Terence Bud Crawford in a Tartan Tornado Josh Taylor their just due, because that's what I do over here at Just Do Boxing. Until the next one, I'm out. Peace.